Someone misses you in a way they can't hide anymore. They try to move on, but nothing fills the void you left behind. Pride no longer holds up the distance. The nights are long and thoughts won't stop. The longing is overwhelming. The regret is heavy. This person has tried everything to forget, but the truth is that you're still in every corner of their mind. Every memory, every detail, everything brings you back. What comes next? Destiny might be preparing something. Are you ready for it? The silence is screaming. Time has passed, but your absence never became a habit. The silence around has turned into deafening noise. The routine, which once seemed normal, now carries the weight of how much you are missed. In the middle of the night, when sleep won't come, it's your name that invades their thoughts. When a familiar scent crosses their path, it's your presence that returns, even though you're not there. Days go on, but nothing makes them forget what was once lived. And you know what hurts the most? The certainty that it might be too late. The regret weighs heavy. There were moments when this person thought they could go on without you, that everything would be all right. But now every wrong decision echoes in their mind. Every word spoken in the heat of the moment comes back like an open wound. What if things had been different? What if they had held your hand instead of letting go? What if they had listened more and spoken less? These what-ifs are now torturous. Regret doesn't ask for permission, it doesn't vanish, it doesn't lessen, it corrodes. And the truth is simple. All this person wants now is to go back in time and do it differently. But time doesn't forgive. It marches on relentless, and the only thing left is uncertainty. Is there still a chance? Or have they lost you forever? Do you still think of this person? Because this person still thinks of you every day, even when they try to deny it, try to escape, distract your mind, convince yourself that it's over. But that's a lie that you can't maintain for long. Seeing you move on hurts. Knowing that your life goes on without her is a blow to the chest. But the question that won't go away is, have you really moved on? Or is there still an invisible thread connecting you two? The fear of rejection. The biggest fear now isn't admitting that you miss her. That's already a fact. The real fear is discovering that you no longer feel the same way, that maybe you've moved on, that you might have found someone better. That perhaps for you, everything that was once intense no longer holds significance. The pride that once prevented any attempt at rapprochement now only delays the inevitable. This person wants to reach out, but fear holds them back. The fear of not being welcomed, the fear of seeing in your eyes that it's all over. But how long will this last? The signs are there. Maybe you've already noticed. A discreet glance, a random like an accidental encounter that happens more often than it should. Small signs that show that, even without words, this person is still around. She hasn't disappeared. Not completely. And maybe she never will. Because when someone truly misses you, it doesn't matter the time, the distance, or the circumstances. There's always a way to show it. And the truth is that, no matter how much she tried to hide it, this person has never forgotten you. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? You can ignore it. Pretend you don't see the signs, that you don't feel anything, that everything is in the past. But is that really the case? This person is stuck in a labyrinth of regret and longing. They try to move on, but they always end up back in the same place, with you. And now, are you going to let this story end like this? I know there are wounds. I know it wasn't easy for you. But what if there's still something worth living for? She knows she was wrong. The pain of her absence didn't come from nowhere. It was the consequence of the choices that person made, the words that should never have been said, the actions that hurt without necessity. But now, looking back, everything makes sense, only it's too late. Or is it? Because if she had the chance to say what she feels, to admit everything she got wrong, to ask for forgiveness without fear, maybe things would be different. But does that chance still exist? Pride is crumbling. For a long time, she held tightly to her pride. She told herself she wouldn't give in, that she wouldn't reach out, that she would leave everything as it was. But the longing is crushing any resistance. The truth is, this person misses you, not just the conversations, the good times, but you, your way of looking at things, the little quirks that only you have, the things that used to annoy her, but now are sorely missed. She wished she had told you more often how important you were, how much she admired you, how deep down she always knew she wouldn't find anyone like you. And now, has she already lost that chance? Destiny is testing you both. Nothing happens by chance. If this person is still in your life, even if subtly, it's because something bigger is at play. Maybe you both still have something to resolve. Maybe time has been necessary for a different kind of restart. Maybe this connection never truly broke, but ignoring it won't change what's happening. Do you feel something? Even if it's buried deep down, hidden beneath layers of disappointment and hurt. Because if you do, then maybe this isn't the end. And what if she finds the courage? Have you ever imagined your phone rings, an unexpected message arrives? Your name, spoken by a voice you thought you'd never hear again. What would you feel in that moment? Would it be anger, indifference, or a relief disguised as surprise? This person thinks about this every day. They wonder if there would still be space for you in their life. If there is a place where this story could start again. The fear of receiving silence as a response is paralyzing, but the desire to have you back is starting to outweigh any fear. The days without you are all the same. They may have met new people, they may have tried different paths, but nothing compares to what they had with you. Because there is a kind of connection that isn't found twice in a lifetime, and this person has already understood that what existed between you two was exactly that. Irreplaceable. So why does silence still exist? Why does the distance still persist? Maybe because both are waiting for a sign from each other. Maybe because there are still open wounds. Maybe because it's still hard to face the truth. You both miss each other. But how long will they keep ignoring that? The moment of decision. They want to reach out to you. That is a fact. But the question is, do you want to be reached out to? Because if there is still something left in the depths of your heart, this story isn't over yet. But what if it's too late? If you were the reason someone feels nostalgic, if someone is waiting for you, if life is trying to give a new chance to something that seemed lost, would you ignore it? Or would you open that door, even if just to see what remains? Because maybe what remains is exactly what you've always wanted. You left immense nostalgia. Someone is looking for you with a broken heart. Time hasn't healed. It's only taught them to live with the absence. But the truth is, no matter how hard they tried to move on, this person never really let you go. Days pass, life goes on, but something always pulls them back to the same point, you. No matter how many twists fate takes, the absence screams louder, and now the question echoing in this person's mind is simple. Is there still time? The anguish of not knowing if there is still hope, the fear of it being too late is overwhelming. Because there's a fine line between nostalgia and forgetting, and the biggest question now is, have you already forgotten? She wants to believe that you haven't, that there's still a corner of her heart reserved for you. But what if there isn't any more? What if, while trying to decide whether she should reach out, time has already done its work? What if you've moved on? What if what was once regret has now become just a memory for you? This uncertainty is paralyzing. She types messages and deletes them. She calls and hangs up. She looks for you and then vanishes. Because deep down, she still doesn't have the courage to face the answer. What if the answer is a deafening silence? The past was never just the past. Some people enter our lives and leave such deep marks that time never truly erases them. And you were that person for her. She tried to replace you. She tried to fill the void with other stories, other smiles, other promises. But nothing compares, nothing makes her forget. Because some connections are unique. And the one between you two was too strong to be just a phase. Do you feel that? Or have you already moved on because this person is still trapped in that past that never really became past, and all she wants now is a chance to rewrite the story? The fear of losing you forever. She realized too late how valuable you were. She thought she could move on without looking back. But now every step away from you feels like a mistake. Every choice made without considering you feels empty. And the fear grows. Because if you've already turned the page, there's no turning back. But what if deep down in your heart, there's still a doubt? What if a part of you, even if small, still misses her? This person is waiting for a sign, anything, a word, a glance, a gesture, something that shows it's still not too late. If she summons the courage, will you listen? Because this moment might be closer than you think. The desire to reach out has already overcome pride. Now all that's left is fear. But what if, suddenly, a message from you arrived? What if the phone rang and it was that voice you know so well? What if someone on the other end said, "I was wrong. I miss you. I still love you"? What would you do? Would you turn your back or give this last chance? Because maybe this is the last time this person will try, and after this, there may not be a way back. Time doesn't erase those who truly matter. It could have been pride, it could have been stubbornness, it could have been fear, but none of that matters anymore. The longing has won. The desire to have you back is stronger than any obstacle. And now all that's left to know is, do you still want this story, or will you let it become just a memory? Fate has placed this decision in your hands, and now only you can decide how this story ends. The choice is in your hands. She has already decided. She's going to reach out to you. Now the question is, do you still want this story? What you both experienced was something special, and no matter how much she tried, this person couldn't just move on. You might say you've gotten over it. You might claim you've turned the page, but is that really true? Or has she deep down always been waiting for this moment? Because now fate has brought this person back into your life. And you have two options. Close that door for good. Give a chance to something that has never ceased to be real. But one thing is certain, this could be the last opportunity. What if you miss her too? Because if you didn't feel anything, why are you still here reading this? If it was just another chapter closed, why does something within you still stir when you hear that name? Why, even without wanting to, do your thoughts keep returning to the same place? The truth is, some stories don't end. They just pause, waiting for the right moment to continue. Could that moment be now? Life doesn't wait forever. If there's one thing time teaches us, it's that it doesn't wait for anyone. Opportunities pass, people change. What was once intense can become just a what-if in memory. But the worst regret is not making a mistake. It's not trying. What if, years from now, you look back and realize that you let slip the one person who truly knew you? What if, when you finally decide to act, it's too late? Because what that person feels for you still exists, but nothing lasts forever. And maybe if you do nothing now, one day you'll just be a memory for them too. The next steps are up to you. If this story isn't over yet, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to ignore the signs? Pretend none of this affects you? Wait for everything to simply disappear? Or will you face the truth, because now everything depends on your answer? And it's waiting. What will you say when they finally gather the courage to speak? Silence cannot be the answer. She's waiting. The heart races. Hands sweat. Fear and hope swirl together in a whirlwind of emotions. She rehearses the words, but none seem enough. What to say after so much time? How to fix something that's already broken? But the truth is that saying nothing hurts more than any response. And now the only question is, will you ignore it or listen to what this person has to say? The moment is coming. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, but it's going to happen. The message will arrive, the phone will ring, she will find the courage. And when that happens, what will you do? Because this conversation can change everything. That could be a fresh start or a definitive closing. But one thing is for sure, after this, nothing will ever be the same. Are you ready for that? The fear of hearing the truth. Maybe you've convinced yourself that this story is over. Maybe you've decided to move on without looking back. But what if hearing her voice brings back everything that was kept inside? What if you realize that nothing has changed? That the feeling is still there, alive, waiting to be rekindled? Because that's the big question. Do you really want an end? Or were you just waiting for a reason to try again? What if it's now? What if, as you read this, that person is about to call you? What if the words are already typed out, ready to be sent? What if their heart is racing, waiting for your next move? What would you do? Would you let this chance slip away? Or would you open that door, even if just to see if there's still something worth saving? Because maybe this will be the last time that person tries. And after that, Maybe there will be no turning back. Destiny brought this opportunity. Will you ignore it? Share your thoughts, leave a like and subscribe.